Greetings, everyone. I'm Tanya Abreu, and today I am absolutely excited to create this podcast for you to learn about something that I had just peripheral knowledge of, and that is the human biofield. The fact that quantum physics opened this world up that said every form of matter is comprised of energy, including the human body. Very quickly ensued a lot of activity into things like Reiki healing, energy fields, auras, chakra medicine. Of course, that's ancient, that's not new, but it became very associated with quantum physics. And all of us in healthcare heard more and more and more about it as gurus like Deepak Chopra and others came to the table and said, this is the start of real healing for human beings. This is the start of truly integrated medicine. Well, power up nurses. Today, we are going to meet the founder of an awesome enterprise here in the United States and an expert, a global expert in biofield therapeutics, diagnostics, and medicine. And his name is Nima Farshid. And I'm going to bring him on in just a moment. But I want you to throw away all of your ideas for a moment about nurse burnout. That's all we hear anymore. Before COVID, after COVID. And I want you to throw away the thinking that you have around that. And for just a moment, to think about stress as damage to your balance, and more particularly, damage to your body's energy centers, whether it's your brain, your heart, your belly, your reproductive energy, all the way down to the feet that you stand on the ground with. Stress breaks us. We either deal with it well and stay whole in every way, or it breaks us down. We all know and accept as nurses and healthcare providers that stress is the leading cause of chronic disease and untimely death. Now, what if I told you there is a way to measure the way stress affects our body? Stay with that thought while I bring to our screen and to our podcast Mr. Nima Farshid. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, hello, namaste. Thank you for having me here, Tanya. It's a pleasure and honor to be here with you.
Yes, I know. And I met you several times. We met at a healthcare provider conference that had everybody there from very prestigious Princeton educated physicians to yoga instructors to Reiki healing nurses, just a myriad of people. Well, tell me a little bit. I'm going to let the whole world see your official title, which is the founder of Gaia Healers and a biofield expert. Can you give us a little background as who you are, what your life background is, and what brought you to found an organization specializing in bioenergy called Gaia Healers?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Thanks for the opportunity. So I was in the business world and I had a very successful marketing company until I started to have the severe heart palpitations. And I paid a visit to my doctor, and they did some measurements, and they told me that I have an abnormal EKG, and they rushed me to a cardiologist to do further testings on me. So after doing this, taking me through a stress test and running me through the different protocols, they had a meeting with me, and they told me that I need to place a pacemaker because of the way that my heart was palpitating.
How
And
old
this
were
wasn't.
you?
I was 33, yeah, at the time. And this wasn't something. It wasn't a huge shocker to me because in my family tree, my father, he had a pacemaker at age 31, and my grandpa passed away at age 41 from a heart attack.
Oh,
So
sorry.
we have this gift in our family line that the males in our family they usually have to deal with heart issues. So that was my background. I wanted to my goal was to become a heart surgeon and to really understand how to understand how to understand what's happening with their family tree. But life had different plans for me. So after having this palpitations and going through this experience, I wanted to understand if I could bring healing to myself in a natural way before I did any kind of an invasive therapies or placing a pacemaker at that point. So my journey started, and I started to travel to attending a lot of different seminar conferences, and I was in search of the ancient knowledge and the ancient knowledge of healing,
Mhm.
because having a background and coming from the Middle East, I had a lot of healing stories that we would hear about people traveling to different locations, or using prayer as a tool for healing. So this was always a fascinating field to me. And
I'm going to
being
interrupt you for a second, just for a second, because I heard somebody give me a definition of prayer that just resonated with me. And that was the intentional use of life healing energy is to pray. That's really
absolutely,
beautiful. Sacred energy, intentional. So that's cool. Thank you. Go on.
yeah, of course. Yeah, and if you're interested in that, you can do a lot of you can do a research on Dr. Emoto's work, and the power of prayer on the and the effect of it on molecules of water. That this was a powerful research in Japan, that actually our Biofield team, Dr. Konstantin Korotkov, he was a part of that experiment, and we actually collected. If you guys do a search on Google for Dr. Emoto water experience, you can see a lot
Can
of
you spell
beautiful.
that for me?
Dr. Emoto, Emoto, and
Okay, thank
water experience. Yeah, you can see those crystalline images of how positive words will influence amazingly to the structural, geometrical, structural shape of water molecules in comparison to negative connotations and energies.
you.
So,
Okay, sorry. I
anyways, yeah,
distracted.
a little bit of side note there. So yeah, I went through my journey, and I wanted to have a way, have a tool to understand, like, if I'm doing what I was learning during these conferences about meditation, about sound healing, about Reiki, about all these new age modalities that are actually ancient sciences. I wanted to understand if there was a way that I could measure this and I could monitor it. So I was doing just doing a search, and I on Google, and I found this technology called Biowell, and I got introduced to Dr. Konstantin Korotkov, and at the time, I was able to go to Russia and actually learn about this technology, and really understand how I could use this to understand the flow of energy in my system. So that's been my journey of research on myself started. And after 6 months of using this technology and the knowledge that was bringing to me, this technology, of course, doesn't heal anything or doesn't cure anything, but just the information that it provides, and the visualization, the effects of it, of, like, my meditation and the alignment of my nervous centers. So all of these had a very profound effect in my life. And after 6 months, I realized, I don't even remember the last time palpitation, and it's 12 years now after that point. So it's been a very, very amazing journey for me, and my mission is to be able to replicate that for so many other people that are going through such hardships in life, and, as I call them, gifts in life, to awaken them,
Lessons.
awaken us, yeah, the blessings, to the true reality of our nature and our universe, and to
Yeah.
understand how consciousness can influence our biofield and our health and wellness. As you mentioned, about quantum physics, of a downward causation rather than an upward causation.
Mhm. I just want to paraphrase what you said because I think it's fascinating. You found a path of healing that negated the need for a pacemaker by learning to visualize with the technology of Dr. Korotkov's, learning to visualize when your body was off balance. And I'm sure your heart center was often very much off balance. and to use modalities. And I love the way you called ancient healing modalities that have modern medical implications, like Reiki, like meditation, perhaps herbs and special drinks. And you're, like you said, you're from Persia, right? Those
Yes.
teas and those herbs heal cancer. I mean, it's documented. When I had fourth stage, 6 months to live cancer 14 years ago, one of my anesthesiologists was a Persian man who was just by my side. He was a really great guy. He was at a hospital that I had been affiliated with. And he gave me teas, teas from his country that detoxified the body. And he was a physician, he's an anesthesiologist,
Mhm.
detoxified the body and balanced the immune system to fight cancer. Um, as you know, I'm Russian, and I speak fluent Russian, and I spent many years, almost a decade, in for the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center in Russia, helping
Oh,
them shift, yeah, helping them shift women's health to kind of a more humane mm, experience, right? Especially obstetrics. I was worked with McGee Women's Hospital. But during that time, I was able to see and experience and view what anybody around me would consider crazy nonsense. But it was medical science there, right? The Institutes of
right.
Oncology for the longest time did all of this, right? And this was 20 years ago that I was there, 25 years ago, where they actually worked in the biofield, especially with children right after Chernobyl, to get rid of the radiation using biofield technology and being able to track it with the Korotkov kind of technology to see where they have shifted the radiation. Hey, nurses, folks that are listening, doubters, you can't doubt the science. The nuclear medicine is based on light in human beings, reading the energetic light that comes through on a screen. This is next level medicine. And the sooner you get comfortable in, oh my gosh, this is weird, the better your understanding of health will be for yourself and for your patients. I say all that to say when I was faced with cancer, I did everything possible to live longer than the 6 months they told me. And a lot of it had to do with how do I fix the breaks in my own energy, in my own life that allowed this crazy proliferation of atypical cells that started eating me alive. And that's the way I viewed cancer, as a blessing. And I have learned that there's nothing except my inner peace and my ability to hold my energy in balance that keeps me alive and keeps me vital, right? Now, I want you to
Absolutely.
talk a little bit about Dr. Korotkov. I have his name on the screen. I've met him. He is a very Russian scientist and just an amazing human being. And I say Russian scientists because they are passionate about their discoveries and they will do anything to pass it on to the world globally. So tell me what you're
Absolutely.
doing with Dr. Korotkov. I know you're having an advanced training this weekend coming up. Talk to me a little bit about well and how that
Yeah.
is
Actually,
accessible.
we just got back, yeah, from Egypt. Actually, I was with Dr. Krotkov in Egypt, and that's why you notice my voice is a little bit raspy right now. It's a little bit of a pyramid dust that's still in my in my lungs. But we have an amazing Dr. Krotkov has an amazing mission with his technology. He's a very spiritual person, and his mission is is to empower love and empower humanity. So that's why I love to work with Dr. Krakow because we share the same mission, and based on what I've gone through and my understanding of health and wellness, and how by becoming better people we can influence our communities, our planet, and our health and wellness at the same time. This is a very empowering mission that we can share his message with everybody and his technology. He's very dedicated to the science, And we're continually having conversations on creating even better and new technologies to complement the Biofield system, so that our nurses, our practitioners can have even different, more power ways to influence the biofield and advance their knowledge and their possibilities in this field.
That's wonderful, and I hope people can Google Dr. Karakov because his work is scientifically founded. There's so much research on the biofield and this particular apparatus that he keeps making better and better. And I have been lucky enough to been measured, and it is so spot on. It's crazy. Wherever there's pain in your body, it does measure. Wherever there is, for me, I didn't talk to you about it because I was all people. Wherever there's hidden trauma, there's breakage. There's it's so cool, guys. Those that are listening, those that are watching,
Yeah,
it's just
I mean, it's a different perspective, because what Biofield is looking at this our system in an energetic way. So
mhm,
that's why we say it's not a diagnostic device, because we're not looking at the physiological system
mhm.
using the bio. What we're doing is we're looking at the biofield, and this is like, if you truly look at us, we're like trillions of cells that are vibrating in such a fast frequency that our vision, because of its limitation, thinks that we're this solid beings, but in reality we are all different particles of light that are vibrating in a very intense manner. So
And the
now,
cellular cameras, the neurons that are in the brain, and the stuff that neuroscience is showing us, that the brain is not gray matter. It's just a whole bunch of vibrating neurons and cells that we organize so rapidly and we use so little of. It's really crazy and exciting.
yeah, and all we're doing is we're just eavesdropping into that photonic communication in between the cells, and
Now, I put up Gaia Healers. Gaia Healers is your enterprise. Gaia Healers is your network of healthcare providers in the United States that embrace BioWell as a tool that shows them how their bodies and their patients' bodies respond to stress and to treatment. Is that accurate to say?
um, yes and no. So in a way, so Gaia Healers, our network is, we work with all different types of practitioners. We have a network of over 1,500 holistic practitioners that their focus is in looking at health and wellness in a holistic, integrative way.
Mhm.
So we believe, we absolutely have a lot of respect for today's medicine and today's science. We've saved billions of lives, and we absolutely have to have respect, and has a place for health and wellness in cases of emergency and things that it's too late through energy therapy to help people. So we look at our system, our organization is about looking at health and wellness in a three-dimensional way. That we have our energetic practitioners that are our bio practitioners that look at health and wellness in an energetic way, and this could be from people's diets, it could be related to their habits or life patterns. So these are things that if we don't pay attention to, maybe 6 months to a year down the line, can lead into issues that could influence our physiological system. But if somebody has waited that long and their physiological system has already been influenced, then of course we need our today's medicine to be able to step in and to be able to help them out. And so that's the way that we look at it: in an energetic way, in a physiological way, and in a mental way. That we believe a lot of different issues or diseases that happen in life is due to the wrong conditioning in life. And by paying attention to the initiation cause, the emotions that people are dealing with, then we believe that we can help people really move towards that journey of wellness, and instead of waiting until until they have symptoms.
Wow. So I want to share with everybody, those that are a part of Power Up Nursing, that Gaia Healers is a proud 2024 sponsor, partner of our Power Up Nursing Network. Neem, you're going to hear lots about Biofield, and you're going to hear lots about BioWell and about Gaia Healers. But I wanted to also just let you know that October 10th and 11th is our national meeting this year in Clearwater, Florida. And you will be able to hear Nima speak and actually meet with him. And hopefully by then you'll already be a practitioner. But I'm very excited to pull that together. Now, I want to switch gear and make this very technical for a moment. I want to bring up what the BioWell technology looks like and a few of the readings. Do you mind? And because it would help all of our listeners and viewers
Of
understand it a
course.
little. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, can you tell us what we're looking at here?
Absolutely. So the camera system that you see on the left side of the screen, that's a very small portable camera system that fits in a small bag, and it uses the power from our laptop to operate. So the science behind BioWell is Kirlian photography. So Kirlian photography is a science that came around in the 1970s in Russia, and there was this when it was at first it was just a hobby for a lot of people to take images of the energetic field or the aura of different objects. And what happened was that it became really interesting when they started to take pictures of the tip of their fingers. Is that way they realized is that people that were healthy, that they would have a very natural flow, uninterrupted, of this glow of energy around their fingers. But people that were diagnosed with different type of illnesses, then they would have some breakages in these fields. So that was a question, and that's what became really interesting to okay, what does it mean if somebody's, for example, if you scan somebody's left middle finger and there is a section that's missing, what could that relate to? And this is the work of Dr. Konstantin Korotkov. He started doing this research for over 25 years with a group of scientists and researchers to be able to understand, how can we correlate the different emissions of photons from different fingers into the flow of energy in the human body. And the image that you see on the right side is, we usually take a scan of the tip of the 10 fingers because each finger is connected to a different meridian pathway or an energetic pathway that works with the within the energetic center. We have the chakras or the energy centers that feed into the meridians or the energy pathways. So now what the BioWell system is doing is applying a very small electrical impulse to the tip of the fingers, and it's drawing information from these different pathways. And the image that you see on the right side, that is the image of the Biofield. And as you see, the light blue color that's going around the body, that's the image of health and wellness. And in the areas that that information is missing, is getting smaller or is disappearing, or if it's becoming larger than it should be, those are informations that we look at in the Biofield to help us understand, where do we need to energetically help people to bring energies to those areas so that they can stay healthy and wellness.
Wow. And and there are as you get sick or if you're under a lot of stress or there are breaks, right? That come up for different people. And what's
Yes,
fascinating to me is that you can then go and, get a massage and then retake this and understand how it affects your body immediately. Um,
exactly.
I watched you do this on dozens of people. I watched at your conference hundreds of these happen. And it's amazing because we sat up and we were talking to people. It's amazing how many people had breaks at the knee area because they had, really painful arthritis in their knee. It was like it was so aligned that I became this immediate believer because, in my role, Nima, I've spent 35 years in traditional conservative medicine. I've made my career with conservative physicians, hospitals, research, insurance companies. And so everything I bring to the table, it needs to pass my BS test, right? And there's so much BS. And when I just looked at this without seeing it in action, I saw, oh, yeah, I'm going to put my finger in a box. It's like you're pulling my finger and you're going to tell me about my chakras. I really had a bad attitude about it, Nima. But
Right.
now I can't wait to be on this. We're, hey, Power Up Nursing Cruise. We're going on it in a few days, April 21st to 26th. Next year, it's May 4th to May 10th. It's a little bit longer. We had a sold out ship this time. So I'll get you all that information, guys, later. Remember, just subscribe to powerupnursing.com. But anyhow, we are going to have a BioWell on board. And we also have Dr. Rodriguez and Dr. Nunez, who are actually going to be doing somatic functional therapy. And it will be fascinating to our nurses that have some pain, let's say in their lower back or in their neck. And we can scan that. And then we can have the treatment by Dr. Nunez, the founder of SFT, and then be able to rescan. And that, my friends, is something that is invaluable. The machine is amazing. And it's simple and it's mobile. And Nima, what is the current price, cash and carry price of it?
$20,000. No, I'm just kidding. The device is only $2,300. It used to be $20,000 and was only
Right.
available to high-end research
Mhm.
facilities or
Mhm.
but Dr. Konstantin Korotkov wanted to make this affordable,
Mhm.
so that this could be something that anybody, any family members, any practitioner would have access to, so that we can bring this knowledge to humanity, so we can help people stay
And
healthy and enjoy the journey here.
while $2,300 is money, right? There are
Correct.
people buying such nonsense, like massage this, massage that, you know, I- that just doesn't work, right? Or overpriced things that shouldn't be. This is a tool that, and you can pay monthly, you just run it through either a credit card or a loan, but it's a tool that you can use every day, guys. And there's a software program and you can track what happens every single day of your life and how life and stress is hitting you and how your diet changes things, how the supplements you take that you're spending more than what a payment on a 2300 machine would cost are not working, or
Yeah, let's talk
you're
about supplements. We have the stress scan and the BioWell
Mhm.
that you can we do it all the time. That we can bring a whole bunch of supplements, and before when consuming them, just by bringing them into the energy field and holding on to them, we can see the influence of on stress. So
Yes, because
things
your
that
brain
increasing the
is
stress, we don't use them. Yeah.
yeah, it's so cool because I know that there's a whole science that's being proven that your brain processes and heals far quickly than anything that you can imagine. We're talking quantum time here. So your brain really needs vitamin B12. It sees a bottle of vitamin D12. It heals so quickly saying, "Need that, start healing." You don't have to even take it. It's really about the suggestions to your neurological system. It's amazing. That's what somatics is all about. Like I said, we're big on somatic functional therapy, and it's about training your brain to eradicate pain, training your brain to deal with stress like popcorn. And it can be achieved. And what's cool about BioWell is that it can demonstrate that you are achieving it or that your patients are achieving it. Very,
Exactly.
very cool. So where can patients, not well, patients too, because I'm sure lots of different people are listening. Where can healthcare providers and patients and people who are really interested in this learn more? Is there a conference planned that I can help to promote? Is there a website that has lots of stuff? How do you suggest people get in touch with you?
Yes. So the website that you have listed, GaiaHealers.com, that's the best way to get in touch with us. Um,
Mm-hmm.
um, in order to, we have a whole, there's a huge network. We have softwares in place that make recommendations to our practitioners. And we have, different ways of promoting our practitioners through our directory and through our, we make custom landing pages for our practitioners to promote, their BioWell scans for them. So there's a lot that's involved. It's not just about like, selling them a device. This is a movement, and we're here to support all of our practitioners through GaiaHealers.com. That's our place to join our movement, to purchase a BioWell device, and we highly recommend for people that want to become a practitioner to do their level 1 certification training with us, because BioWell is actually partners with Gaia TV. So there's a lot of
Very
research.
cool.
Yeah. So there's a lot of research that Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Korotkov, and I will be doing a lot of research on ancient civilization using different technologies with BioWell. So there's going to be a lot of promotions introducing this technology. And once people see these shows, they go to biowell.com and they want to find practitioners in their area so they can try the technology out for themselves. So
Very cool.
that gives them, anybody that joins our network, a very powerful impact to be able to, get listed on the BioWell's directory as a certified practitioner, and, benefit from all the, connections that the company and our movement have.
When is the next meeting, just for general people who might be interested?
So we're planning on 11/11 to have a conference in Orlando, maybe even in Orlando or in Miami, Florida. So we're still looking at different locations. But on 11/11, that's the plan for November. We started the first event last year and was very successful, as you were there yourself.
Yes, I loved it. That's why you're here. I mean, it's just something that is really a part of my ethos now about the future of medicine. So it's very exciting. Well, we have reached 31 minutes, so I don't like to keep people too long. I hope everyone who's listening and everyone who is watching watches it again, because there's so much. I want to go back and hear some of the things that we said. But join this movement, do some research. The biofield in medicine, look at Johns Hopkins, there's about 4 major medical schools that now have departments of bioenergetics. Bioenergetics, okay? How to measure biologically the energy of the body to treat people's diseases. This is the future. This is both ancient and contemporary and really powerful stuff. Nima Farshid, thank you for bringing this to our consciousness. And I know we'll hear more from you throughout the year. I know we'll meet you again. And I'm just delighted to welcome you as a partner to Power Up Nursing and to our listeners and members. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sonia. Thank you for putting this together. And look forward to meeting everybody and introducing this technology.
Thank you.